Hey, Nick, how does Jahan fit into this offense, and what kind of work did you do on him pre-draft a couple years ago?
Really liked him a couple years ago coming out. Looking forward to working with him. I think he helps our team and gives us an addition to an already deep room, and excited to work with him. But yeah, we're just really excited that we are able to make our team better.
When it comes to the game today, Nick, how do you sort of handle this? What do you take out of it? Third preseason game's always a little bit difficult.
Yeah, you what I felt like is we didn't really play to our detail that is our standard here. So it's a good example that if you don't play with good fundamentals, we missed some tackles. We fumbled the football. We didn't take the football away. We had a takeaway that had a penalty. We had some penalties. We'd had some drops in some critical areas that would have led to points, and all those things led to points. And so that's what you hope that doesn't happen, but that happened today. And so it's just a good example. If you can have all the talent in the world, have all the best plays in the world, but if you don't play with good fundamentals, I don't care what level you are, it's going to affect if you win or lose the football game. And so that was the message of, to these guys of, hey, if you don't play, just like I just said, but also the message after the game also was, this is the last time that those 91 guys will be together. We're going to have to make some tough decisions, but it was a good camp. It was a camp that we, guys worked their butts off. We got better, and it took all 91 guys to get better, not just the 53 that are going to make this team. It took all of us, but that is the last time that those 91 guys will be, Philadelphia Eagles together.
You've been at different versions of this over the past several weeks, but now that it's official that the offensive ones did not get a game snap during the preseason, what led to that decision?
Yeah, again, you always take everything into account of how many reps you got. I'd say this week we had two. We didn't have a joint practice this week, but we had two joint practices, two inter-squad practices that were scrimmages. And again, everything up front is live. The only thing that's not live is the tackling to the ground. So the receivers are live, except for they're not getting tackled. Everything is completely live. And so we felt like the work that we got in the joint practice versus the Patriots, the inter squad that we had at the stadium prior to our first preseason games, and then the two inter squads scrimmages that we had, was our work for the ones, and that's why we decided that way to go that way. And I get it. That's everybody's job is to say, what if should they have played, should they not have played? You know what? I have to make the decision, and I get that. I understand that. I have to make the decision that I feel is best for our team, and if I feel our team is ready, and I felt that. I felt like we were getting a lot of good back and forth. Again, hard practices out there for 2 hours, which has been more than what we've been, and so I felt like we got enough work to be ready to go, and I'm comfortable where we are leading into this week, into this upcoming, I guess, couple days before we get into the game week mode. But I'm comfortable where we are and looking forward to some more good practices.
How important was it to get Cooper DeJean into the game? Be able to play as much as he did, and how do you think he did?
Yeah, obviously you always got to go back and look at the tape and see exactly. It's hard to make it an assessment of how somebody played based off tape. You can always have an idea of some of the splash plays that they've made. And, I saw him make a couple of really good plays. I thought he looked fast and physical out there. Made a couple tackles that I thought were really good. Had a penalty that we're going to want back that negated an interception on the first drive. So, but it was good to get him out there and playing meaningful snaps. Seeing that he hadn't played this preseason, and so I guess that goes into the question you asked too, like, why didn't these guys play? Well, I thought that they had, enough snaps through all the things that we did. Cooper did not. That's why he played. So everything's taken into account on that part. But I thought there were some good things. There's going to be some things to clean up. But it was good to have him out there because he's talented and we're excited about his potential.
Is Bradbury learning a new position. Why didn't he play today?
Yeah, everybody had different reasons for why they didn't play. With James again, same deal. We felt like he was in a position where we were comfortable, and that's why he didn't play.
How do you see what kind of preconceived notions you had with where your
How do you see his future with the team, Bradbury?
Yeah, obviously we like James has had some really good moments here and had some really good, has been a great teammate, made some great plays here. And so, yeah, I'm excited that he's here and, has the versatility that he has.
What kind of preconceived notions you had about the linebacking room before this week when Oren came back and before this game when he played? How much do you think he's going to make you guys think about this decision, and what have you liked about him over the last week?
Yeah, it's a deep room. I'm really, I think that's been a fun room to kind of watch play out of, competition because I think there's guys at the top, there's guys in the middle, there's guys that you think would be at the back end. They've all really competed well, and so, we got some tough decisions to make. And this is never a fun time here at this particular time. But you've been preparing for it, right, the entire time. Everything's evaluated. So that's a deep room, and naturally you can't keep all the guys, and you keep the guys that you can because I know all those guys can help us win football games.
Today, more motions offensively to this point, even without playing the starters, and maybe didn't want to tip your hand. But how have you noticed the advantages of being able to dictate what you want to do offensively going forward?
Say that? I'm sorry.
Like with motions being able to dictate what you want to do with the defense, how have you seen the advantages?
Yeah. Again, we're doing different things to hide plays. We do different things to get information. There's multiple reasons why you would motion, why you wouldn't motion also. And so, without tipping the hand, that's why you do it, right? You do it so you can get some information. Sometimes you do it just to hide some stuff, and that's the way those things go.
With Anias, Nick, he expressed to me and some other reporters in Baltimore, he was a little bit disappointed, really seemed to come on last couple of weeks. And in this particular game, what have you seen from Anias Smith and sort of that turn?
Yeah, obviously it's a there's steps to when you get into the NFL. It's a different game, and so sometimes people start fast, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And so Anias has done some really good things. He's had some things he has to learn from, but he's growing like the rest of the guys because he's working his butt off, and so. He made some nice plays today, and that were good. But like everybody, we all got work to do to continue to get better.
By not having the ones in the preseason games, are you concerned about team getting off to maybe a slow start or lacking a rhythm, in that first?
No, I kind of the same thing. I just answered him why I didn't play him as it means I'm ready. If I was worried that we weren't going to get a good start, I'd play him. But because of all the work we have. I'm not worried about that. We got to go out there and play and execute now, but no, I'm comfortable where we are.
What are your thoughts?
But in terms of Jahan Dotson, you added him now. It looks like 4 through the rest are going to be open there. In terms of details, what's going to be, do you think, the deciding factor in terms of making who makes the roster at that position?
Yeah, obviously we got a lot of tape to rewatch that we've watched that we have to rewatch. And again, deep room. It's a deep room, and Jahan just adds to that the depth of that room. And so, just like the linebacker position, just like the receiver position, we got a lot of tough decisions to make. And you'd rather have tough decisions to make. That means you have good depth, right? That you're comfortable. Like, oh man, I'd be really excited if this guy's on the team, or really excited if this guy's on the team. And that's where Howie and his staff have done such a good job of getting the talent here. So we have these conversations of, all right, who's number 53, 52, 51, 50, 49? Like, who is it between for the 5 and 6 receivers or the 4 and 5 linebackers? So, again, makes it for hard decisions, but that's only helping your team when you're having those types of discussions.
All right, thanks, folks.